Hello there, Aries. My name's Frankie. I'm a clairvoyant, clairaudient medium, and an empath. This reading's for Aries for January of 2019. Happy New Year, Aries. I can't believe it. We've went through everything. 2018's past us. My little Christmas tree's still behind me. That's not a bow sitting on my head. For all of you that are new here, I pull 4 cards for the month, and then we use the bottom card on the on the deck, excuse me, for overall view of the month. We'll pull an angel card at the end of the reading to hopefully bring everything together. I am an empath. I have a speech pattern. I speak as if I'm you. All of us Aries, I guess, get named Frankie for the time of the reading. Look at your moon sign and rising sign. Get a more comprehensive view of the month, and I don't believe the cards will go week by week. They'll blend in and out as a theme throughout the month. I have a little short message for us, and it's that everything that we are going to be impressed with new ideas and, and new ideas and ways to move forward. And what that's going to do is kind of mix us up or challenge what we had already planned. And we Aries don't really like anybody to change our plans for us, because once it's set, and we're disciplined enough to be moving forward on what was already set. But I believe by looking at these cards here that there's a particular kind of freedom in us changing those plans, or when the new idea comes in, if it's better, let's go with it, Aries. If it's not, let's remove ourselves from it, because we have really good words here. They're freedom, purification, and I see what that word belongs to: awakening, release, and harmony. So we have good words. I believe it's going to be a good month, but I believe we got to play it right. If that makes any sense. If we play it right, because there's a solar eclipse, I believe, in Capricorn at the beginning of the month, and towards the end of the month, there's going to be a lunar eclipse in Leo. So we really got a lot of fire and earth energy going on there, and we're Aries, we're fire. Our first card here is the Four of Pentacles, and this is it can mean the miser card. That's what they call it. This little dude here is hanging on to every pentacle he has, and he's not giving anybody anything. We could have, in this case, these are general readings, maybe we spent too much on Christmas, so maybe we're thinking, oh brother, those Christmas bills are going to come in and I got to have extra stash to pay for them. Or we could be hanging on to our monies because there is something that we want to do, like our word freedom. Maybe we want to purchase a house coming up this year. We're putting away money to save for it, but we do have the money. It can mean we're afraid we're going to lose money, or a loss of a job, things like that, and we're getting prepared for it. Uh, but it can also mean that we're hanging on to a situation or a person too much or too hard. And that's not going to produce our word freedom, because if there's one thing we are assured of, that word didn't come out right, Aries, in life, it's change. So if it is a situation, I think we need to release it, with the word purification in there. When I see that word or I hear it, Spirit always tells me I've cried more than enough tears over whatever situation or circumstance, and that doesn't lead to our awakening or our freedom or that sense of harmony and balance. But like I said, these are general readings. We could be saving for a new home or a new car or college tuition, maybe for one of our kids, and that's why we're hanging on. or the Christmas bells, but with that original message. Those new ideas and new thoughts that are coming to us are the right new ideas and right new thoughts. And even if they challenge a set pattern that we have, I really believe, and with the cards I'm looking at here, it is our time to move forward, maybe cut ties that are holding us back. We're going to find this month that the people that are around us genuinely appreciate us for who we are, and the new ideas seem to be right, like right, forward moving, especially with that word freedom. The message fits directly with us. If we use this card as a miser, though, it's not going to serve us and it's not going to help us. Maybe if it's just that we want to go do something, yeah, it's a right card. But it does mean that the money's there for us right now, or the material plain things that we want or need are there for us right now. But he just looks so stoic and so stingy, and that's not us. We're Aries. We're not stingy in any manner. We're always giving, loving, and kind. So it makes me think also, being as these are general readings, maybe some of us have given way too much of things that we shouldn't have, and that's why we're pulling in. Like if my kid asks for extravagant Christmas gift and I did it, and now they're asking for more, or I need more, or the 10 pairs of shoes you bought me, we aren't going to do it. We're going to. But if it's a situation, this is telling us the only thing that we're assured of in our lives is change. Because our next card here, it's like, handle it, Aries, move through it and keep on going, because we have these new ideas and they're good. They're going to bring us that awakening and freedom. Our next card here is the Queen of Swords. Now, she can be male or female, but I kind of think she may be female in this manner, for the reasonings behind it thinking like that is because we have another card that is male that goes, so it may be female. Now, this is air sign energy. This will be Libra, Gemini, my brain went right out of my head, or Aquarius type energy. Now, it can be, she is kind of like the queen of separation and divorce. In that manner of speaking, she is a very mature intellect, which is kind of devoid of emotion. So someone who has went through a really trying time and came out on the other end of it and was way better for it, way more awakened for it, stood up on their own 2 feet. Sometimes it's a single, very powerful person. This is the emotional component to the king. They all work in the mental realm. They're very smart, intellectual people. It may be calling us forward, to pick up more of that air energy. Air energy is, I'm trying to think how they want me to say it. Air energy is the intellect, period, and it's the ability to judge and discern impartially without the influence of emotion coming into it. And it's not that the Queen of Swords energy doesn't care about other people. They do. They care a lot. But they want to know how, what, why, when. They want to know everything around the situation that helps them make sense of the environment to better understand others. If that helps, if it is us that is going to bring forward this kind of energy. Um, the Queen of Swords tells us that we need to be independent in thought and in our judgment. We need to use our unbiased kind of intelligence in order to make the right judgment in a particular situation. Uh, Empathy and compassion kind of to others can distract us from making the right decision, which means if we get our emotions with her coming into it involved in the decision making process, we're not going to be able to make the best decision that we could. We have to use fact and logic, you know, and that can bring us to release that which isn't right for us, come into harmony and balance, quit crying all those tears because we've cried more than enough tears. Queen of Swords stands on her own 2 feet and she tells it like it is, Aries. She cuts to the chase. She doesn't. She can cut through all the noise and the confusion or the extra bullshit that's going around us and see the situation clearly like it is. So it could be someone coming into our lives to help us make a decision that has very clear-cut energy. Doesn't do the, oh, today it's one thing, tomorrow it's another thing. They just do it. You know, if they've made a decision, it's really upfront. Queen of Swords does not beat around the bush. I don't know how else to say that. I almost said something else, but she doesn't beat around the bush. This is a very good energy for us to stand in or to go to if it's an influence in our life for wise advice, help, and wise judgment, because they are very, very caring, but they see clearly the entirety of a situation. Okay? Now, looking at these cards, these could be love relationships also. Maybe I'm coming out of this really trying time. Queen of Swords, he or she, because these are general readings, could be coming in to serve me in some manner, shape, or form as a boss, or maybe I'm releasing one job and going forward to a new one, and that's the idea that came into my mind that is changing these situations with a new and a better way forward. It could come up like that too. And because our next card here is, of all the cards, honest to God, Aries, for the beginning of the year, I hate looking at this card. I'm sorry. It's the Three of Swords. So we have a split between earth energy here, almost, and more sword energy than we have earth energy. Yeah, we do. 3 sword energy and 2 earth energy. It's just clear cut in this reading. This is the card of we went through emotional trouble, very trying times, where someone could have broke our heart. That's our purification word and our release word. The Three of Swords energy can be a card of third-party interference in our love relationships, you know, where someone comes in and we thought maybe they were a good friend of ours and they're fooling around with our husband, wife, boyfriend, girlfriend, and broke up a relationship. Because the Queen of Swords energy is divorce or widowhood too. Or some of us could have lost somebody we really love, and that is breaking our heart, you know, with the Queen of Swords type energy too. But To me, looking at these cards here with the word freedom, awakening, and harmony in here, a lot of us these are going to be lessons learned. Maybe Christmas time, one of our relatives did something off the wall or said something, or a friend wasn't there for us when we needed them. All those kind of things can come into play. But it is a card of loss and separation, normally. Now, these lessons are usually extremely harsh. That's where the word purification comes in. I've cried all the tears I can cry. But for the most of us out there, these are lessons learned, taken to heart, where we will not repeat those lessons again. So if something or a person around us with the Queen of Swords energy was deceiving us in some manner, lessons learned. They aren't coming back in our lives to deceive us again. I'm saying that purposely because Spirit is saying, remember, if I learn this lesson once, I don't want to learn it twice. And that Queen of Swords does not beat around the bush. That's the energetics of her. So if I learned it once, I don't choose to learn it twice. Let's put it like that. So it's telling us to watch that kind of energy in case it did come around us, you know. Also, this could mean, because this can be career, you'll have to put this where it comes in your life. Maybe they weren't paying me enough salary, and my boss was putting too much work on me, and the Queen of Swords energy comes in and says, I'm out of here, I'm going for the new job. Severance, separation, done, over, fine, you know. Our word awakening. I am not waking up in the morning to go in there and get yelled at again from this boss that's acting like an idiot and doesn't understand I'm one Aries, not 90 Aries, and I can only do the job of one person and they're putting off hiring someone else. I would be moving forward, releasing that energy to move to a more harmonious job or more harmonious relationship, you know. Because for the most of us, I think that Three of Swords energy is coming up as lessons learned. Because our next card here is our other pentacle, and it's the Six of Pentacles. That's having more than enough to provide for my own freedom and to share with others. Here's the balanced giving and receiving is this card. I could be helping someone go through college. I could be donating money to a good cause. So it shows me that we have more than enough, you know, to remove ourselves from a bad situation. It also could be if we severed a relationship, this could mean alimony or maybe child support coming in, more funds. You know, we don't have to be that little misers pinching the pennies anymore, and we're able financially, because pentacles are earth plane energy, to give something of benefit to someone else, because we will, you know, be sitting in that type of situation where we have the capacity to do so and all of our needs are taken care of. So that tells me more than anything that we're not going to like give inappropriately, because that Three of Swords energy in there is lessons learned well, that we choose not to repeat a second time. So if we were giving to, like they said, the Christmas gift, over giving to a kid, that I know, simplified, over giving to our boss and being put in the bad situation where we're going home and crying because we're so damn tired, we are going to take that new job that allows us the freedom on the earth plane that we don't have to do the penny pitching thing, because monies are good in this reading. They're extremely good. It will be jobs for some of us. For others of us, we will be making decisions on how, what we want, perhaps out of a settlement, like maybe a divorce case or something along those lines. But it's the card that means harmony and balance. Also, it's coming into our hands this month. I believe when those new plans and new ideas start to pop, or new ways, if we pay attention to them and don't just do that uh, blinders on, where that's the way I was originally going to do it, nothing's going to change it, it opens a door that brings us more freedom, wherever it is, or if it's a relationship, maybe funds coming through that we've been waiting for a long time. If these cards mean breakup, because we're all different Aries. Can't put it, maybe personal, some of us career, some of us our general life, with people that are around us. I really believe that message for us is important, and we have those 2 eclipses, so that could be kind of the little crazy stuff, and that first one's in Capricorn, and that is our earth energy there. So I'd want to consider it, because our next card here is the King of Swords. So the King of Swords energy with the Queen of Swords energy, I have to say, male or female, because these are general readings, but doesn't it feel like the Queen of Swords is actually the Queen of Swords, and the King of Swords, for most of us, is actually going to be the King of Swords, because the King of Swords is, he suggests not only power, but authority, and the authority and the willingness to use force, but only if necessary. King of Swords energy is very mature judgment. It represents a man or a power of really great strength and authority. This is also our air energy again. So we got the Gemini, Libra, Aquarius energy coming in here. Once again, it can be, some people think this is Libra, some say it's Gemini, because some of the cards will have the scales like we see in our 6 of Pentacles, that balance, giving and receiving. So some people call this the card of Libra, that type of energy, but it's usually always there. It has to do with our mental process. If he represents a person, it's someone who is involved with mental work, like someone like a professional researcher, a lawyer, a military officer, a corporate head, maybe the new boss that's coming in. And because he's like that, he's an excellent counselor that has very acute mental dexterity. A person that can think on their feet, like rapid fire, So for those of us that the Queen of Swords was a divorce energy, King of Swords may be the lawyer, that's going to free up the funds for us because our heart got broken. Also can be the new boss or the new corporation that I'm going to. He has the gift of thinking clearly and really rapidly, and thinking on his feet. When he expresses, I have to say he or she expresses themselves, they do it very eloquently. It's very concise and to the point. So maybe for some of us, we're being called forward to utilize that kind of energy. Maybe we are quitting our job because they didn't give us something that we deserved, or we were harassed. This could be somebody that's representing us. It can also be someone moving us forward. It also, because of this miser card and both people cards, king and queen, showing up, it could be us moving from one emotional aspect of a relationship into another relationship that's more grounded, even way more grounded and stable. And it could be they're both like air sign energy. Doesn't have to be, because these are general readings. Let's see, if he represents a situation to us, he represents a situation that we need to take up these qualities, that really clear, concise thinking, being able to make those decisions clear cut, on our feet, really being able to speak what is true and right. Like the Queen of Swords energy, doesn't beat around the bush, you know? But if he was a new boss, he'd be a boss that I'd really like. He's not, he has the power and authority, she, power and authority, right, to use force, to go to war, but doesn't use it unless forced. So it's someone who's really stands in a good position, actually, but is not forceful and demanding, and only asserts that authority when they would have to, because they have the capability. So it's a good thing always around for us in our decision-making process. Could be the new partner for us, could be a lawyer for us that after all the heartache we went through, gets us an excellent settlement that puts us back in a position where we don't have to worry about finances anymore. I think we have an excellent month coming up here, and it is telling us with our word release down here and that purification, if there's something that has harmed us, right? We don't want to do it a second time, because what I'm thinking here with the Queen of Swords too, it's the best thing we can do is present our thoughts and the King and Queen as concisely, in our opinions, as concisely and honestly as we need to. It's that kind of energy, which is what makes it so cool, because we have that word freedom here. So I'm assuming it's going to free us, release us from any kind of traumas that we went through, put us in that awakened state. So it's actually an excellent month when we come down to really, thinking about it. It's a good, clear opportunities for us. Oh, maybe this is around, maybe it is separation. Our card, sorry, is family here. I'm staring at the card, and that could be maybe what happened over those Christmas holidays. It says this situation is rooted in an emotional experience with a family member. We have to say some of us, our work, are our family, that if our family's long distance, so it could be like that, which we can help you understand and heal in your mind and heart. Surround this person, yourself, and the experience with calming blue light and many angels. Be open to the gifts within the situation and let yourself feel the peace. Don't hold on to anything that is holding us back or holding us down. That's what I'm hearing very clearly from Spirit. If it's holding us back or holding us down or hurting us, we're to move forward or past it. It says, this card means that the question you asked is related to a family issue. It could be that some healing work is needed concerning one particular family member, then it says it's the first person that pops in your mind while you're reading this. You're not reading it, I'm telling you. Or the card might signal a need for more family togetherness, such as spending an evening, holiday together. Your angels will guide you through this passage. A new solution to family is entering. That's our thing. All those new ideas, that goes right with our message. You have friends who are like a second family with you. Time to face any old feelings so they are released and cleared. Released, our word. Purification. I've cried more than enough tears about this. Release an unwanted pattern by forgiving one or more family members and forgiving ourselves. Forgiving ourselves, moving forward, and moving forward with that clear-cut energy because of all that sword energy in there. Very clear-cut, not pulling any punches. Change it if something comes. Changing the idea, changing the course if something is better for us, changing it. Well, Aries, that's our reading for this month. I want to tell y'all, thank you for your likes, shares, subscribes, and your comments. I read each and every one of them, and I really appreciate them. And for anybody who wants to neb about me or know more about me, all the information's down below the screen. And if you'd like to set an appointment with me, all of the information to do that over at the website down below the screen. Prayer class is out there for you, and the sutras, the 2 short videos that explain what they're about, are over at the website now for you. If you want to know more about them, sutras, the prayer class is how to structure the prayers for this kind of work, manifestation, and why you do it. The way you do, sutras are thought forms. Put in a simple meditation enhances the clear perceptions really dramatically. And to all of you I've met through 2 whole years of doing these YouTube videos, everybody I've met through 29 years of doing this work, I want to tell you all it's been an honor, a privilege, and a pleasure to serve you. Hopefully I'll see you back here next month. Bye-bye.